Hey, what's up everyone? Mark Knox here for Dart Frog Dojo. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the sump area. More specifically, we're going to look at the final touches that I put on the plumbing, and then we're going to go ahead and fill the tank up with water and do our final leak test before we move on to our next step. Alright, so as you can hear, I already have the pump running. These are the two controllers. This one on the right is for the pump, this one is for the skimmer. The skimmer's not on, but let's go ahead and turn it on now. And then I put some lines in here so we can see that this is 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, and it had little dots in between or the half mark. So right now the sump's running at about 7.5 inches. The optimal height for the skimmer, they said, is between 6 and 8. You can see where we already modified the section for the bubble Magus filter roller. That fit in pretty good. You can see everything's flowing, everything's working. Might have a problem here in the sense that the recommended water line is about right there. We're about 2.5 inches shy. Hopefully it'll still fill up and activate the flow valve. If not, we may have to raise the level in the sump, in which case I will just put the skimmer on a platform so that it conforms to the recommended height. As you can see, the plumbing is flowing back here. It took me some time to work on that gate valve to be able to get the flow nice and quiet. I also had to modify the sump, put little slits in there just to be able to fit that Kessil so that it sits nice and level. This is what it looks like when we turn it on. Right now that's at low intensity. This is at max. It's probably a little too high. We'll turn it as low as possible. And it can fluctuate anywhere between red all the way to blue. I like to keep it right in between at about a purple. You see I added a union ball valve there so I can connect. We also have the two nipples here we can screw in for the media reactors, which we plan to add at a later date. I also added this ball valve instead of the union ball valve because you see it fits a little closer to the original plumbing down the middle there, the return. And then I had to do a little bit of adjusting because we had a few leaks up top there, but once everything got tight, it's nice and snug, so we're all good to go. Alright, so that's it at the bottom. Everything looks good. Alright, so for those of you that don't know how I was able to check the plumbing without actually filling the tank up, all I did was disconnect the return, add a little screw valve here, a barbed fitting, and then I just ran a piece of pipe down into the hose or down into the return. So this way the water stays right there, doesn't go into the tank. It should never raise above that level. Alright, so that's how I was able to do a plumbing check without actually filling the tank up with water. Alright, so one other thing I wanted to show you is the refugium here. I bought this Brightwell export bioplate. It fits almost perfectly into the bottom of the fuge, and it's supposed to be put into a low traffic area, a low flow area. So we're going to put that there, and hopefully that'll create a nice little biomedia place for the refugium. The last thing we got to do before we actually fill the tank up, I'm going to go ahead and take out the filter roller and show you what I plan to use in place until we get this thing cycled. Alright, so that's how that looks. You can see that it's nice and silent. The pipe is below the water level, and the way I have it set, the reason I have it sit so high like that is because the water only goes to about maybe 9 inches once I turn everything off. So I got to make sure that the filter sock's set above that level. But that's how we're going to run it in the meantime while the tank cycles to prevent from using up all of the filter roller media. Alright, she's alive. Here's water in the tank. The lights are on. Pumps are running. Everything seems to be looking good down here. No problems, no leaks. Right now, like I said, temporarily running the filter sock. We'll be running that for a while until we get the tank cycled. Other than that, we'll work on this mess of spaghetti over here. Anybody that knows, this is what you get. before you get it all connected up to the Apex spaghetti, tank spaghetti, that's what I call it. But overall, seems to be looking good. Kind of good bare bottom. Wonder if I should run bare bottom instead of sand. What do you guys think? Bare bottom or sand? Alright, so I hope you liked that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. This is just one of a few videos that we have in this series for this Cad Light Artisan builds. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.